Hey, what's up everybody? Josh with starterraingutterbusiness.com. Today we're going to do a quick video for you on hanging a rain gutter by yourself. This one's like, I think it's like 42 feet, something like that. So I'll be getting the measurement by myself. I'll be making it, everything. All just one-man band here today. So show you how it's done. Okay, so I'll start out by getting the measurement. I was going to use the 100-foot tape, but it's a lot easier if you just can hook this from the ground. I use a pretty big tip on the tape end. That way I can just go from the ground, grab one end, and then run over to the other side. And this is going to be more than 35 feet, but what I'll do is make a 34, 35-foot mark, and then just grab the other end, and I'll just add the two measurements, do it that way. So it's a little quicker than trying to get the 100-foot tape to stay on one end and run it over. So anyways, this one has a satellite dish in the way, so I'm just going to go in a touch. I know I can hook on the right spot up there. So got that hooked, and then I'll just run over. This one has a few obstacles in the way, and so you kind of got to plan that out beforehand. So I threw my ladder up here so I can hop on this thing. So I got a 33-foot mark. And then from here I can reach the other side. Normally I'd always measure the front of the fascia, but this specific building I couldn't do that. So also with this building, this is a steel roof, and it has gable capping, which extends out to the roof edge on where the fascia and the gable meets. So my gutter can only go to that gable capping. So I take that into consideration when I get my measurement. So I'll subtract about an 1/8 inch per side. So we'll go 33 plus 105. So then before I run my gutter out, or at least before I install it, I like to punch my downspout hole beforehand. So I'll go ahead and get that measurement here. It's going on the right side. And this one's gonna be an A, so the downspout's gonna come right down this corner. So I'll get that way I can build that whole gutter on the ground, bring it up, makes it a little quicker. And how I do that is just hook where your end of the gutter is gonna be. This particular one's an A, so I'll just move my head over to this till this wall lines up into one line. Like if I'm out here, I can see the wall. And I'll just move my head over, close one eye until that wall turns into a line. And then I just read my tape at that measurement. Shows me right what it needs to be. So 12 inches. So that first measurement was 33 feet that I got up there. So instead of adding them together and possibly causing issues doing that, I found it's the best way just to, I made a snip in the back of the gutter at 33 feet. So now I can just twist my tape into that snip and then run it out the rest of the way from that snip. So I basically have both my exact same measurements right on the back of the gutter. So it helps make it more accurate. So my downspout was 12A. So I'm gonna throw a mark in here at 12. And then if you kind of visualize this, this is your overhang of your roof, like up the gable. So this is basically the line of your wall. So I'll go just a touch inside that, put an X on there. So I call this a 12A. So it goes on this side. A B would go on this side because it's going down the gable side of the building. So 12A, got that. And we'll go ahead and punch this. And the thing you want to watch out for punching is just make sure it's square in here. And then I always just shoot for the center of the gutter unless your downspout needs to be towards the front of the back for some reason, like an obstacle on the wall or whatever. Then we got these hangers set out at like 16 on center about. That's kind of standard for us here in Montana, so. Okay, so here we go. I just kind of find my center point. I just look at both ends, figure out if I'm kind of close to the center. I have a GoPro on this end of this gutter, so we'll see how that fares. But just grab it like this. And this ended up being what, 30, so 40, it's like 42 feet, 43 feet long, something like that. So kind of, I look at my obstacles beforehand. I know I need to go over this shed. So I'm gonna start like that. And it's a little breezy here too, so nice and exciting. So what I'll do is I'll butt one of my, this is a steel roof, so it makes it a little easier, but I can butt one of my ends in. And then I'll just go ahead and throw a tack right in the center. So I got it tacked. My end over here should be good because I butted it. So I'll tack it in the center and then I'll go to both ends to make sure it's right where I want it. If I need to, I can adjust my center tack. So I'm a little bit short on this side. I was tight on this side, so I just need to scoot it over about a ½ inch. Perfect. Okay, so after I get the center tacked, it's lined up, I'll come to the downspout side and tack it just a touch lower than my center tack compared to the roof and the drip edge. So I'll bring it down, I don't know, a ½ inch or something. This is just a tack. So, but it at least holds that's what holds your gutter straight when you're doing these longer ones. And what that does is gives you a better read on your level. As opposed to if this is bowing, like you can see the other end's bowing, it makes your level do weird things. So you want it to start out fairly straight while you're leveling. So anyways, I'll tack this end. Now I'll go to that end and start leveling and screwing it off towards the downspout. Okay, so then I'll start usually just somewhere on the end. I usually try to start on the very end because, like I said, that bow kind of throws you off. So I'll start in a little ways. And I'll throw that tack a little bit higher than my center. So that way, as long as the roof's straight, hopefully the level shows everything's good to go. Another thing that's important, make sure the back of the gutter's clean and put your level square up against the back of the gutter. Very important step. And I only level every 3 hangers and then just tack the centers. So got these 2 level, so I'm good in between here. So this section's done deal. This one did have wedges on it, so what I look for, just make sure that that gutter is setting plumb on the back and level on the bottom. So it's pretty good. It's leaning forward just a hair, but to the eye, it looks perfect. So something to look at while you're hanging it, just to make sure that a thing's gonna look nice when it's done. One thing I forgot to mention on this specific roof was that it's steel, and it does have a drip edge in there, but this is at least a 412 pitch with a good overhang. It kind of hangs out into the middle of the gutter, and I'm not going to worry about the drip edge on something like this because I know that water's going to get in there. I checked the fish for watermarks, and there's just really no need to get that gutter under the drip edge on this specific roof. So normally, I mean 95% of the time, you need to make sure and get that gutter under the drip edge. So just want to make sure we didn't miss that. One other thing that I wanted to mention was as far as one guy, what can one guy handle for gutter length? And I've hung like a 72 footer, I think is the biggest one I've hung by myself. They're definitely sketchy. Like 60 foot is repeatable. It's still pretty tough. Anything over like 50 feet is pretty tough by yourself. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's some other tips and tricks I can show you guys with some other tools that I use for longer gutters than this that I know they're more difficult. You know, the ends are flexing more and everything. So I'll show you guys that in another video, some of those tips, but thanks for watching. Make sure and comment below. I know you guys will have some questions on this one. We'll try to help you out with what we can. And like, subscribe, see you on the next one. Thanks. Cut that. Get going. Okay, so gutter length, outro. All right.